July 17th, 2024. Thought I'd try to do a quick walk through Aiteall Garden. Didn't get a video with the flowers in bloom out here. There are sunflowers in bloom and a few others. I've tried to get a few of the weeds out up front. Compost pile there growing out. Nice young small sunflowers. Some of the tomatoes up front growing quite slow for some reason. Strawberries in the path blooming and producing still. Be interesting to see if I can get these moved this year. Some yellow squash growing there. I have to get some more weeding done. Lemon balm, it needs to chopped out before it goes to seed. Pulled strawberry plants to get some tomatoes in. These will be my late tomatoes for eating, canning, cooking. So we'll see how fast they'll grow now that summer's here. Pretty sad year for cabbages. This poor thing looks like this every evening, and a few others, and then perks up for morning. Sunflowers there, sunflowers there. Loofah, I've planted them on this side as well this year as this side over here. As you can see, lots of weeds need to be removed to this side. Watermelon patch. Looks like a first watermelon sitting on. Plants were planted late, so smaller plants. Some of them's taking off well now. Pulled out a lot of marigolds. Still got more to do. This was where for me to move my barrel. I haven't got it done yet. Cucamelons are surrounding it. They are growing quite a way. Right off the bat. Just nothing flat growing. That's basil, cucamelons, tomatoes, or some of them is growing quite well. Some of them aren't. Marigolds waist high with the tomatoes already. These have to be removed. Sunflower will be removed just as soon as it's done blooming. Tobacco plant, it came up volunteer in my shed in a tray, so I moved it out here. It's blooming away. My flowers have to be removed from the second onion patch soon. It's going to have a small crop, I believe. They're not doing too great. The garlic needs to be dug. I think I'm a little late on getting it out on time. Have been picking the cucumbers now. Not a huge amount yet, but the early batch was the ones, or the early planting was the ones producing, and now the late planting is the ones that you're looking at here, and they've reached the top of the wire, so they should start producing very quickly. My first zucchini plant is already trying to die. Not sure what happened to that. I've been keeping the insects off. That one there's growing. It's nice, pretty zinnias. This one's already gone. It was here a couple days ago. A yellow squash. More tomatoes along there. Eggplants are doing quite nice. I'll have to prune back the flowers and the green beans there. Still a few strawberry plants of another breed I need to move somewhere or eliminate. I believe this cherry tomato is a volunteer that I think is from the world's smallest cherry tomatoes. So it'll be interesting to show those to you again. I believe these are over here as well. The average size of the cherry tomato is probably about that size right there, which next to my pinky here. Now let's put it next to that finger. They can be a little larger than a pencil eraser, but most of them will be the size of a pencil eraser. Standard number 2. These are my hybrid tomatoes. I believe this is what it's supposed to be, the Beef Master. This is the other seeds, not a Beef Master. That one is probably a Beef Master. So it looks like about every other plant is a cherry tomato. The same thing with, I believe it was the early girls. There's one there that quite possibly could be an early girl. And on the other side is cherry tomatoes. And over here, I don't know if you can see them in there, down below, is yellow cherry tomatoes. So they've kind of just thrown in whatever seed they wanted to. Mortgage lifters here, growing pretty nice. We've gotten a lot of rain, so got a little bit of fungus on the leaves. I'll have to put some more sulfur and stuff on these. This one here as well. This should be, but isn't. So I'd say this is a crossbreed that came up. But these here are Constellute Genovese. Very good tasting tomato. Still pruning out marigolds, as you can see. These tomatoes are next. They're beginning to ripen. Some of these look like they might have crossed with Aroma, which are my own seed. But those there are the Oxheart. Volunteer tomato there. I left it in that cage. Didn't do a very good job keeping it in. I'm going to have to get rid of some more tomato plants and flowers through here. The sunflowers, a couple of them as well. Those were supposed to be the peanut bed. Whatever came up got eaten. I do have a peanut plant here and one peanut plant there. And I think that's the only two that came up. Have been harvesting onions. So gotta finish getting those out of here. These tomatoes are volunteer. Should be the Constellute Genovese again. They were here last year and done very, very good in this spot. Right after the onions. Garlic needing to be dug. Some peppers I had the plants given to me. This one here needs stood up. I'd say something's got here into this patch and decided to lay here. Tree, still have not got it moved. It's either a peach or a nectarine, and it is nearly my head height now. Flowers been blooming. This is my cherry tomato. Well, the one coming up is my cherry tomato. A seed I'd had for a few years, and I thought I lost it. but it moved from the front of the garden back here. These are the blooms, and you're looking at half of the tomato plant. The other half is on the other side and has even more blooms over there. I need to save some seed from this plant and actually plant 2 or 3 on purpose. This one here came up volunteer. I thought it was aroma. It looks like it's going to be a yellow pear tomato. Could be wrong. As well as here, which could be in holding because I grow them at the front of the garden, and that's where this was growing and came from as well. So something's moved a large amount of seed all the way through here. I cut some of the tops out to shut down the size of this plant. I'll grow a few stalks straight up through on the other side and let them lay across, but try not to block the light from my bell peppers since everything's growing quite well. Ordered this seed. This was supposed to be purple bell peppers. Got some kind of a hot pepper instead. Over there is not quite a purple bell pepper, but it's some type of a red bell pepper. So one seed out of everything I planted is something I'll eat. This is a rare wild strawberry of mine. I moved them out of the weed patch that is supposed to be the asparagus and saved 4. They grow from seed, so I'll have to be patient getting them growing more. But these are a delicious yellow wild strawberry. Have managed to keep some of the weeds down through here and kind of working on the other side of the gate some. Cucumbers, some seed got dropped or something, and they've kind of gotten out of control through here. So it'll be fun picking them this year, but I'm hoping for a large amount of cucumbers. And so far, this looks to be one of the best years in the past several years since I started planting them here. This is my oldest patch, and this is the next oldest patch. Little cucumber right there next to some walking onions, Egyptian walking onions. Sunflowers, that of course is to suck up the bitterness out of the soil so that my cucumbers will be sweeter. Green beans, most of this is green beans and morning glories growing, green bean plants, small sprouts, and of course I can't remember the name of the weed. But the green beans have not been producing for some reason. I thought maybe because of the heat, and now that it's cooled down, I have lots of blooms. A couple of grapevines I'm going to have to get chopped out and remove them from in here. Dandelions, that's the weed I'm trying to think of. But the dandelions are keeping everything else down pretty good. Japanese beetles have hit the grapes and the green beans pretty hard. Here's an example, eating away at the leaves up there as well. And here is a green bean. Another one here, and blooms setting on hopefully everywhere. A young tomato looks like popping out. We've been hiding in here. There is another small tomato hiding in here. Some Looks like yellow cherry tomatoes on it. I'll try to harvest those and just remove the plants. Grapes, between the very few that made it, the animals have been eating these. There are a few starting to ripen here, but a very few. You can see again, Japanese beetles have been riddling the leaves. And this vine here as well, very, very few grapes on it. So we'll be waiting on the later crops of grapes, if I can keep the Japanese beetles off of everything. And these are the concords up here growing. And I've not got them all moved to the garden yet, but here's my pineapples growing. Here's a ginger plant that somehow got placed in a pineapple pot. They grow in the shade, the ginger, and the pineapples in the sun, so they don't match too good. My old sage plant with some rosemary. Moved this fence back. Got 2 gutters there up and another gutters there, waiting to get the rest of the parts I need. This is hopefully where the strawberry plants that's in the walkway are going to go, is inside of this. I'll have to prune a few of the hickory nut tree limbs off so they can get a little more sunlight. Sage plant, pot of sage here. My blackberry plant got a little dry. I didn't get no straw and stuff around him, but I've been watering him. And another harvest of blackberries trying to be set on. Haven't found any new fresh blooms, I don't believe. So we'll have to try and I'll have to try to keep water on it if it stops raining again. But so far, a few more plants. Ginger, some more sage that needs to go out to the sunlight, and more ginger. Have a ghost pepper plant in the center of this one, needing sunlight. So that will be a walk through Aiteall Garden for today.